Well, it's Sunday afternoon, and I just wanted to talk about the condition I have, which is called Sjogrens, and all that I have to go through. I just want to let off a little steam and talk about how life altering it is. And if I do this, I have to go back to when I was about 47. Between 40, maybe 44 and 47, I gradually got progressively more tired. And I was teaching school, and I was having a hard time teaching second graders and having a hard time right after lunch reading to them. We always read a chapter after lunch, and they put their heads on their desk. And I was just having a hard time, and I was tired all the time. And I had gotten high blood pressure, and I thought, well, the children are causing it. Nobody in my family had ever had high blood pressure. My mother lived to be 92. My daddy lived to be 83. And I was just shocked at all of this. And I just eventually had to stop teaching school. Everything got so bad. I mean, I could just barely put one foot in front of the other. And I did. I just quit. You can't say you're retired. But I began to, have certain inklings of what was to come. I had to have gallbladder surgery. And while I was, you have to have a blood test before you have surgery, and I was low in potassium. And they started loading me up with potassium during the surgery, after the surgery, and wouldn't let me go home till I had all the potassium replaced. And I didn't understand that, but I went home, and it wasn't too long after that one Sunday morning, my husband was a farmer, and he usually got up early and went to work, but this was a Sunday morning, and we are church people, and I wanted to go to church, and I could not get out. I couldn't lift up myself to get myself out of the bed. And I looked at my husband and I said, Everett, you're going to have to come over to my side of the bed and just pull me up. And so he pulled me up. And once I started moving around, I felt better. And of course, I went on to church, not realizing what was wrong, not thinking about it much, but I decided to go to the doctor, and of course, he did blood test and called me during a holiday and said, you had a positive ANA test. I think you have lupus. And so I was just kind of surprised. Nobody in my family had lupus, but I had an uncle with rheumatoid arthritis. I knew all about that. Well, I didn't realize that lupus and Sjogren's were similar, as well as arthritis. So now, at the age of 74, I have osteoarthritis everywhere. I have have Sjogrens that just kind of rose all over my body. I've had to have numerous surgeries, acid reflux. I mean, before I even knew I had acid reflux, they said you have reflux. So, and I couldn't find a doctor to diagnose it, so it took several years. And when he was first diagnosed, the doctor said, I don't think, there's nothing I can do about it. And then a couple of years later, I went to him once a year or twice a year, and he said, a colleague said to try this, that he'd had some success with it. So they put me on the hydroxychloroquine. Well, this went on for a long time, and the hydroxychloroquine did help. And now at 74, I've got problems with my nerves down my legs. Some people have neuropathy with Sjogrens. So I have dry eyes, dry mouth, dry vaginal area. My eyes are just terrible. I have to take medicine. I don't have any saliva at all. I have to take medicine for that. And you don't realize how important saliva is until you don't have it. And my taste buds are completely ruined. So I just eat to stay alive. Nothing tastes good. Nothing. And it's hard to eat when you have Sjogrens. The food lines up all around here inside your mouth. And it's embarrassing. You'll have lettuce stuck in your teeth. And, I mean, it's just terrible. And you have to go to the bathroom and just about brush your teeth to get all of the food out of your mouth. And, of course, a lot of people have horrible dental problems. They just about lose their teeth. Well, I complain a lot. I'm a complainer. And I hate it because nobody wants to listen to anybody complain continuously. So I thought that to keep from complaining, I would just complain to the camera and just tell everybody that it is not fun to have, and it affects so much of your life, and you hurt all over. And besides having that affect different places in your body, you also have other diseases. I have a thyroid disorder, and it's just hard to deal with. And I have trouble cooking. I live in a small town where there's only 2 or 3 places to eat, and it's not very healthy. And I try. My husband's 5 years older than I am, and so he's almost 80, and he has more energy than I do. And it's hard explaining to him why I feel so bad and have so much trouble. And you don't get any sleep at all. You might as well forget sleeping. And in addition to this nerve stuff going on in my leg, I've got restless legs. So I have to take a pill for that. Anyway, that's it, my first little video. And I hope I don't make a fool out of myself. But I don't feel any better having done this. In fact, I'm so tired. When I get tired, I get confused. And even in this little bitty town, I'd be just so tired And I'm thinking, now, where am I supposed to go next? Because it affects your brain. I mean, I'm a believer in that. It hadn't been proven, but um, I'm going to leave my brain to the Sjogrens Foundation. They have been a big help, but they're mostly now into uh, discovering more treatments. Well, they're writing something that has never been done, which is, if this is happening, what do you do? I don't know the medical term for it because, I mean, the book on Sjogrens is just so hard to read. Uh, anyway, that's it. Thank you for listening.